What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Design Elite Leadership Podcast. Listen, I am so excited that you decided to stop by, and we're going to have fun today. I'm excited about the topic. I'm excited that you decided to come through. You could be anywhere, social media, Instagram, TikTok, but you decided to stop here at YouTube and visit your boy. Listen, my name is AJ Washington, and I am your host to the Design Elite Podcast. And this is where you can find content about leadership, and not only that, how you can strengthen your leadership skills and continue to build high performing teams. I really do believe that there is a reason why people have chosen you to follow and that you are the influence that you are. And when you have that ability, when you have that understanding not only about yourself, it's very imperative that you surround yourself with information that gives you the ability to go further than where you currently are right now. The Word of God says it like this: faith coming by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God. Well, if faith can come by hearing, there are other things that are out there that can encourage fear. So there are certain things that you can listen to that can drive your information system to completely different other functionalities. And that's a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today. Today we're going to be focusing on the fact of leadership skills that makes you successful. Leadership skills that make you successful. The reason why I chosen this topic is because there are certain things that you can have as a leader that really propels and always will put you at the forefront. One of the things that I talk about in my course that I highly advise you to get is in the course we talk about what it means to actually have skills and how to leverage those skills in a way that will always keep you above the average. Now, a lot of people, when they consider themselves as above the average, they may think that this average person is the one who's probably high in sales, high in their position when it comes to the firm. And even though it does contain those attributes, it doesn't necessarily that it doesn't revolves all around that. And I want to not only speak to the leader who is thriving in their area of industry, but also in your personal life as well. Because when you thrive as an individual, is one thing to have a well, um, I don't like using the word balance, but for a lack of better terms, but balanced life. One of the ways when I think of balance is just that you don't want to juggle a lot of things without touching one ball. If you do not touch the ball that you are juggling, it often falls, and it's something that is in parallel with what you are sometimes dealing with when you are managing certain different things in your life, family, relationships, jobs, other side things that you have going on. Balance keeps you in alignment with understanding what needs to be touched in order for everything to stay up in the air until it comes back to your hand. So, we want to talk about leadership skills that make you successful. And the reason why we want to go into this direction because I really believe that there are certain skills that really will keep you ahead of the benchmark, ahead of where you currently are right now. So if there's any downtime or if there's anything in your life that puts you at a level where it's a little bit harder for you to maintain consistency, it's a little bit harder for you to maintain motivation, you're still operating at a level that is above the average because you have these things in alignment with who you are as a leader and is backed by these core principles that keeps you or that allows you to stay sane when chaos is all around you. The number one thing that we want to talk about, the first thing that we want to go into is number one is character. And the reason why sometimes I believe people leave out character is because we have the notion to allow success to cover up what is happening behind the scenes of a person's life. Sometimes we can literally only look at what a person is producing instead of what is happening on the inside of them internally that really keeps them together, that really allows them to have accountability in order to produce some of the ways that they are able to produce at or at the level that they're able to produce at. But I really do believe that character gives you the ability to have confidence. Confidence in the area when you are delivering a message, confidence in the area of how you're presenting yourself as a person, And character also gives you the ability to walk into situations with a clear understanding of how to make decisions without having something in the back of your mind that can send you, or that could literally give you, that can cause you to think differently about how you are supposed to think in a current situation. The reason why I want to go into the aspect of character is because we sometimes lose sight of who we are, trying to go after things that everybody, or that we think people want to see us with. We measure our success up against people, and we sometimes dilute or devalue who we are as a person because we do not believe that our character will actually get us to the places that we need to be. Matter of fact, I want to put it like this: your may get you in a room, but your character keeps you in the room. And when you develop an understanding of how to maintain a solid and integral character, you're able to move faster in the right direction. Character is the core of every successful leader. It is the robust upstanding of who you are as an individual. My character can sometimes speak for me before I am actually speaking as an individual. Man, this is so important. The reason why is because sometimes we think we have to do a lot of things, say a lot of things as a leader to really close up the gaps in which we feel like people are not motivated or inspired to do. However, your character as an individual will influence people without you even having to say a word. It will influence people to do more, it will influence people to do better. And then the spirit of it gives you the opportunity to literally talk to people at a level of confidence because you know what you are capable of. I can go so much in this character thing because it is so it's possible for us to kind of lose hope because we sometimes find ourselves in believing what we have lied about. You are the only person that knows all your lies. You're the only person that knows every single thing that you have done that doesn't really amount up to the person that you said you wanted to become, or to the person that you said you wanted to be. So we have to understand as an individual that as God is propelling us, and He's literally changing us in the process in which He has called us to become, we have to understand who we are so that we can place boundaries in our life that allow us to stay at a level that is consistent with the character that will help grow the person we are supposed to become. So character is so important, not only to the individuals that are around you, but character is important for you. I want to go into number two. Number two is really effective communication. And the reason why I talk about communication so much is because you have the ability to really vision cast or cast vision when you're able to communicate well. When Moses literally was about to go tell Pharaoh to let my people go, Moses um, encountered the burning bush, and when Moses encountered the burning bush, God told him, to tell my people, tell Pharaoh to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. And then Moses said to Pharaoh, I'm sorry, Moses said to the burning bush, he was like, who do I say sent me? And God said, I am who I am. Moses understood that his communication had to be connected to something. When you are an effective communicator, your communication is literally connected not only to your character, but who you are as a person. That gives you the ability to really voice who you are and voice your material with confidence. So, effective communication is really all about articulating the visions and the goals that you have, not only for the organization, but even if it leads or go beyond that, you can inspire people to reach a common goal because of what your effective communication is connected to. Now, you may be able to get away with having a distorted character and you're communicating out a vision or a goal that you want people to achieve without having this, but you have to understand that that will not last long because you have to become something that you are not in order to maintain an area of your life that is simply not that is simply off of of what your message says that you are. And so when you effectively communicate, you are not only communicating to the person, but you are communicating to those individuals in three different ways. Three different ways. Number one is the way a person thinks. When you effectively communicate, you have to connect to that individual at the level in which they think. I don't talk about oil and gas, or I don't make comparisons or even funny jokes about oil and gas to a to a tech company, because those connections will not merge, or I will not be able to connect with the audience without having with those type of jokes, because that is not the industry, that is not the audience. So you have to be able to understand the three dimensions in which humans work. And when you effectively communicate, number one is you have to go after the way people think. Number two is you have to go after the way people feel. What stories, what things, what information can I give them that will gravitate more to their heart, so they can lean into the conversation. And not only that, they will be able to really pull from me as I am tugging on their heartstrings to really lean into the point of the scenario. And so I can do this by really having not only a grasp of the room, but being connected by not only how they think, but how they feel. The last one is who they are, the I am. The I am comes from a place of not only them, but who you are as a person. You can only effectively communicate from an area in which you have experience. Other than that, it'll be harder to connect because you are trying to get them to tie into something that you haven't experienced yourself. So we have to understand, as individuals, when we are effectively communicating, you want to communicate at the level of who you are so that people can connect with the person you know and not the person you don't. I want to talk about the third one. And watch this. When you're able to connect with the I am, the I think, and the way people feel, then number three, you have the ability to inspire and motivate. When you are inspiring people, you are literally just igniting a fire that is already on the inside of them. When we don't put fire in people, we put gasoline on the people, or not not in that sense, but we put it's almost like, when you turn it on the stove and you hear the clicking sound, and fire really kind of ignites. Well, the clicking sound is already going. Heat just needs to be dispersed. And so we have to understand that when you are inspiring individuals, you are literally giving them an opportunity to connect the clicking sound, that's really the gas that is being released, to the fire that is on the inside of you. You put both of those together and it ignites passion inside of the room. And the passion that is ignited in the room gives people the understanding and the willingness to want to do something with the fire that they have. That's what inspiration is. Inspiration is you given the opportunity to connect up one part of a conversation to the heart of the individual. You put those things together, and it gives off actions. And when you motivate people to a certain a point where they want to get started. The word of God says it like this, I believe, in Ecclesiastics. It says that do not despise small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices when you start. The reason why starting is so important is because God can do something with a person who starts and a person who doesn't. You have to start in the area that you are in now so that you will be able to get to at least close to the finish line. I think one of the main regrets that a lot of people have, especially when it comes to their life, is not starting the thing that they were most passionate about. People get to the age of 60 and 70 and 80 years old, and they say that I should have went after my passion. Don't go after the money. Don't go after things that people usually go out of to carry a facade of what success look out. What success looks like. Go after the thing that is burning on the inside of you that connects more to how people function and how you can serve through that gift than to what people want you to do. Because you will have to devalue yourself, decompress yourself to fit into the thought of a person versus understanding how to fit into the vision that God has for your life. Number four, and the last one that I want to talk about, I don't know, I may go into a part two with this one, but the last one I want to talk about is decisiveness. I think one of the reasons why decisiveness is so important is because you have to have clarity on your vision. The vision gives you the ability to know what to say yes to and to know what to say no to. I believe one of the most perfect examples of this is Jesus Christ. He knew exactly what to say yes to. He said, "Let your yes be yes and your no's be no's." And here we have to understand that when you have a decisiveness characteristics, you know that there are some things you're just going to have to put to work even in the areas that you sometimes are reluctant to doing. When it comes to letting go people, when it comes to really rearranging the structure of the organization, when it comes to making a hiring or firing decision, you have to be the person who is not only decisive, but have confidence in the decisions that you are making. And you get that from having a clear vision. Having a clear vision gives you the ability to see beyond the now. So when I can see beyond the now, I can be more confident in making decisions about the now because I'm getting to the future that is for me. I think that should just be a testimony to everybody that I will continue to make decisions that will lead me to my future in the fastest, in the most less chaos way possible, because the word of God says what he started on the inside of you he will complete until the day of Jesus Christ. So why would we make that complicated? Why would we make that hard? Even though we know that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and then who are called to his purpose, we have to understand that I am going in a direction that is conducive to that is more conducive to the future than where I am currently now. So I will make decisions that sometimes put FOMO on my mind, the fear of missing out, that sometimes make me feel lonely, that will sometimes put me in the middle of isolation, that will sometimes put me in rejection, that will sometimes put me in areas where I'm feeling like I am failure. But I just want to encourage you that rejection becomes your redirection, and your isolation becomes your transformation, and your failure gives God the opportunity to be the person that he promised you he will be in your life. So you don't have to worry about those three areas. All you have to worry about is making sure that your vision is clear enough so that you can clearly see what God is placing on the inside of you, and so that you can make decisions off of that. And I really believe that the quality of your decisions will determine the quality of your life.